Da, 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 dun, da, da. What's up? Hi guys. It's been a little while. I've been gone. I gotta get back into the swing of things. I gotta remember like how to stream and how to talk to the camera. It's been a minute. Forgive me if I'm weird. Let me just paint because that's always the best way to start things, is to start them. Team Aspire. Oh, it's been a long time. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Aspire. Even taking like a 2-week break, like a week and a half break. It feels odd to me already. Glad you're back. Glad I'm back too. It seems like it's been forever. Took a trip to Florida. Got to see some great artists. Got to meet Pat Gaines and some other artists. It was a good trip. It was a good time. Got to go to Disney. Disney was super slow. I was able to like ride all the rides, almost all the rides at Disney, with like 20 to 30 minute waits, which is insane. It was really neat. It was a good trip, but I'm glad to be back home. I like being at home. Pink, purple, and blue for a background. I'm gonna use this teal color because it's my favorite one. Ooh, this is odd. It's gonna take me a day or so to get back and get all my muscle memory back. It disappears that quick, I guess. Would you go back to ride rides? I went there once into Hershey Park. I don't know anything about Hershey Park. The rides were fun. I didn't get to ride all the big ones because I had my little tot with me. I rode some of them. I love roller coasters. Hey, I'm back. Do you remember? I do remember you, King Pork. Refreshed and ready to go. Kinda. I'm ready to go, but I gotta get back into it. I've been back for like a week. I got back last Thursday. Last Thursday. But I've been busy doing other stuff. There's a big, huge website update, and part of the reason that I was down there was to meet those artists, right? And talk business and talk about how we can work together. And how part of that is the orders that come through airbrushcustoms.net. I'm going to be fulfilling the graffiti style ones that I like to do, that I kind of is my niche. Is it niche or niche? I don't even know how to pronounce that word. But that's what I like to do. And all the other designs, like this one, for example, would be fulfilled by some other really great artists that have been painting for like 30 years and stuff. So, trying to grow this Airbrush Customs business while not piling more of a workload on me. So, that's good. Good stuff is happening there. But I've been busy doing website work and search engine optimization and stuff instead of painting. This is the same shirt. There's like 3 of these. Big hello from Ireland. What's up? Get your money. I'm trying to. If I grow this business like I do, I was trying to do it with YouTube, but YouTube isn't making me any money. Then I'll be able to continue to do the thing where I get to paint instead of, paint for me instead of paint for other people. Team Aspire again, same thing. The ultimate goal is to have like a network of artists and be able to kind of like Etsy, make an Etsy for airbrush artists. I've never had trouble getting airbrush customers, you know, business online. I've always had customers. I haven't had any trouble doing that. So if I can help other artists to get customers too, then that would be good. So I'm finally doing that. I'm Chicago. How do I place an order? Go to the website that I'm mentioning in the description, the airbrushcustoms.net website. Although if you go there at the very moment, you're going to see a bunch of notices that say, please don't order from me. And that's because the website is broken right now because I'm in the middle of working on it. And I just do that. But the new one is on the way. It's going to look about 200 times better. It's way cooler. But you can go there now and like sign up to be notified when it's done, and of course I will let you guys know here when all that's done. I forgot my starburst, so I gotta go back and add those black stars. Hershey Park. Is that a skate park? Now that I'm remembering. I think it's just a skate park near me. Can I make a song with my airbrush? That's something I gotta practice a little bit more of. I used to be pretty good at it. I love how people who are right-handed are more impressed that I'm doing it left-handed, like it's harder for me to do it left-handed, instead of realizing that this is my dominant hand. It's so crazy that you can do that with your left hand, you know? It's crazy that you can do that with your right hand. It's the same thing. I need to... Some random person. What is going on, man? I'm doing well. Handedness is a weird thing. It's more just a social construct, I think, in the beginning, and then you just learn one way or the other. Been growing like gangbusters. I've been trying to. I used to have all my channels used to be called Airbrush Customs, and then I changed them to Dale the Airbrush Guy. And now I'm going back, and I can say this because I already got all the accounts. I'm going back and making a new account called Airbrush Customs again. And the Airbrush Customs accounts will point to the website to be like business accounts, while my Dale stuff will still be kind of more personal. So don't be worried if you see like the same videos and content posted on TikTok. No one's stealing it. It's me too. They're both me. Yeah, back when I was Airbrush Customs. I'm still Airbrush Customs too. Airbrush Customs is my business hat. And Dale's gonna eventually transition to graffiti style artwork, and I'm not gonna focus so much on airbrush stuff specifically. These are good enough. These are simple. I got one more, which is coincidentally the same design. There's no blue in it this time, but pretty similar. Oh, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Okay. That's right. The words "that's right." That's a weird R. I normally would have done something different. It's been so long that like my default letters have changed. The Great Dale has returned. What's up, George? I'm not that great. Not today, for sure. I'm also still wearing my PJs. They look like regular pants, but they're my PJ pants. I'm glad I inspired you, the old stonerd. That's my favorite thing to hear. We gotta find a spot that everyone can start posting their work together. The Discord is a thing, but I hate having a whole nother channel to go to. Maybe that's the best way. What's the best way to just, as a community here, meet? It might just be Discord. We should all be sharing artwork and stuff, not just me. I'm just being humble. Oh no, I'm not. I'm off my game today. I can tell, at least. So I'm doing these simple lettering. You have a porta cable, 6-gallon air compressor. That air compressor is perfect. Yes, that is absolutely fine. You're gonna want to take the regulator and turn that down to about 50 to 60 psi. Don't use it at 150 psi, but yeah, using construction grade air compressors is what I recommend because it just lasts longer. That's pretty much what I have outside is a big probably 10-15 gallon air compressor outside. Meant for building houses and stuff. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do a couple hats now. Can you draw on paper with pencil too? Because I'm trying to learn. I can, kinda. Yeah. I like airbrushing better. I'm just more used to it. I'm more flexible with. Oh, it's a more flexible tool. You know what I mean? Like you can do a lot more with it. So I prefer to airbrush, but yeah, you can sketch. Oftentimes if I'm doing really complex graffiti, which I don't do very often yet, I'll sketch it all out first and then I'll paint it. And I'll do that on paper or on my iPad. Black and white and pink. BLM. What PSI do you recommend? Probably 50 to 60-ish to start out with. I mean, it depends on a lot of factors. What you're painting on. If you're painting on t-shirts, start around 50. I mean, the higher the PSI, the harder it is to control, but the smoother the paint will flow. There's a lot of pros and cons to it. 40 to 50 to 60 to area, whatever that area is fine. I'm a carpenter looking to get into airbrushing. Yeah, then you're already set up. You already got the most expensive part. An airbrush, a single airbrush like this one, is about 80 bucks. The compressor costs more than that, and all you need is some paint and you're good to go. BLM in a script style. I'm not gonna do a script style because you don't write an acronym in capital cursive letters. You don't use capital cursive letters. Yeah, see, this is just, it's really mediocre work. Do I clean them all every day? I definitely do not do that. When I'm done with them, they just sit here just like they are right now. And 95% of the time they are good to go the next day or even 2 weeks later when I came back. I just have to shake the paint and then it's good. Because everything's kind of closed up, so the paint doesn't really dry. If I was to take this bottle off before the end of the night though, I would definitely have to clean it or everything would dry in there and mess up. Another dude, you already are winning as the highest donation. You can't buy me another pizza, man. Thank you. I'm gonna get a pizza just because you said that. It's gonna be sausage and mushrooms because that's the best pizza. Or whatever it is my wife wants, probably. You're awesome, dude. Thank you, man. I want to paint something more interesting. These are boring. I'm gonna. This one's a little bit better. At least it's like a bubbly style text. Gotta keep the wife. I'm not picky, I'll eat anything. So as long as she's happy with it, I'm good to go. So this is the design I'm doing. It's somebody else's design, but that's what the customer sent me. So that's the basis of what's about to happen. But with the word van, V-A-N, that's really simple. I'm gonna do it up a little bit though, because why not? I missed you guys. It's been a while. Do I sell these airbrushes? In the future, I probably will again. At the moment, I don't have a supply shop for airbrush equipment. These are called Omni 3000s by Badger, and there's another one called the No Name Airbrush by Spray Gunner. They're about the same, and they're the same price. They're 80 bucks. These are 2-ounce bottles. They come with, they have 4-ounce ones too, but they're really big, and I prefer having the smaller bottle. And I only fill up the bottle about halfway. And that's more because I like the empty room in the bottle, not because I only want a little bit of paint. I don't know. If I had a 4-ounce bottle, I would fill it up halfway. Whatever the size of the bottle is. You don't want to fill it up all the way or you're going to spill paint. But 2-ounce bottles are good. A good size. They're this size. I want to use some of my letters and see what you can do with them. Okay. I can write letters. Thank you, twins. Yeah, those neon letters are really fun to paint. The new website's gonna have a section of just neon graphics, which will be cool. And I'm planning on using a lot of my videos on the website itself, just for like salesy advertising stuff. Most of my customers are not airbrush enthusiasts. They're not you guys that like to watch me paint and care what I'm doing. They just want t-shirts. So I'm not marketing to you lovely people. I'm marketing to strangers. Most of them don't know that they want airbrush shirts. They just want custom shirts, and then they end up on the site and they buy airbrush shirts. How long have I been painting? I'm working on 12 years now. 13 years, 11 years, something like that. I don't know. A while. I started the company, the Airbrush Customs brand company and website, all back in 2011, but I was painting before that. And that's been my full-time job ever since. And one of these days, my job will be making YouTube videos instead of painting hats. But I'll also be painting hats. Thank you, Cherish. I'm glad you liked it. I gotta remember which one it was. What's next? Some yellow, and then a purple outline, and then some blue. All my airbrushes need to be shaken up and cleaned out a little bit. They've been sitting for almost 2 weeks. So they don't need to be cleaned apart or cleaned entirely. I just need to take the bottle off and spray some water through, and that will probably be more than enough. Maybe some alcohol just to break up some of that paint. I don't want to use this dark purple, but I already started. So I'm gonna use a different one. Oops. It's blue and green. I think I'm gonna order another one. Is it this hat? Am I doing your hat wrong? Is this your hat? Because I'll redo it. The type of paint, this brand of paint is Createx paint. I've used a lot of different brands of paint. I don't have a problem with any of them. You got a beanie. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I remember now. I use Createx because they have a good variety of colors and types of paint. Paint for textiles, paint for hard surfaces, paint for cars, paint for everything else. And they have a good variety of colors. I think I already said that. And they're widely available. Creatix is the major brand, so they're all over the place. But all the other brands of paint work just fine too. How often do I drain my compressor? I've never drained my compressor, at least not the one outside. I don't have a whole lot of humidity where I live. But being winter, I probably should. I assume that's bad for it, I don't know. I don't put a lot of thought into the compressor. It doesn't change your artwork at all. It doesn't really make a difference at all. As long as it can supply you with 40 to 50, 60 psi of air, it doesn't matter how big it is, what brand it is. It doesn't matter if it's called an Airbrush compressor. None of that matters. And of course, you don't want it to be spitting water through your lines. You had a bunch of chunks in your white paint. Createx and every paint brand, every one of the paint brands this year, last year through COVID, had major supply issues. Apparently, like somewhere along the chain, the raw materials for making paint were hard to come by. They were needed elsewhere. They changed recipes and they tried to make things happen, and just there were inconsistencies in all of the brands this year. But everyone's pretty much back on track. Createx's black paint was super thick, and you had to reduce it like 1-to-1. But they're all good now. What's up, Dylan? I can't handle the noise. Anybody else go to the moon with some stocks? GameStop for life. Alright, this one is done. Van. It's a weird V. It looks more like a angle bracket L-A-N, but it says van. Don't argue with me, I wrote it. Pulled out yesterday. Too late! Maybe not, I don't know, Jamie. I didn't even know it was happening. I didn't hear the hype. I didn't see the TikToks. I wasn't on Reddit. I just saw it going up and bought a bunch and then dropped it coincidentally at the right time. It was pretty good. I'm going to paint a regular piece of paper now. I was doing some of these. I was about to show you this way. I'm going to show you this way. The other day, just for fun, making new designs for the website and whatnot. So, I'm going to do another one now, just because they're cool to paint. There's some real bubbly fat letters. This is my favorite, of course. You guys know my style. Let's do another one. Just joined the Discord. Not sure how to use it. Same, honestly. I know Discord's pretty great, and everybody uses it for a lot of things. I use it for gaming and for channels and for talking and whatnots, but I don't use it regularly, so I'm not like keeping up with it and chatting back and forth. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Alright, somebody give me some color suggestions for this guy. Give me like 2 to 3 colors that are gonna go well together. Bought GameStop at $12. That's what's up. Clear, transparent, and white. Okay. They do go well together. Move, microphone. You're in my way. Now you're more in my way. What is your deal? Gray and black. Got love for all over the world. I know, man. People always are hopping in. Love from Spain. Love from Guatemala. It's really cool. Languages I don't speak. Mike says, "Sorry, I don't want to be famous." You can. All right, Mike. Fine. There. Everybody say hi to Mike. Hi, Mike. It's hilarious that you guys think I'm a famous YouTuber. I will say I have the best fans, but these are pretty much all of my fans right here, you guys. Don't let that 135K deceive you. Liv, welcome back, Liv. Mark Gondos. Ooh, this one's gonna be hard to read. I can't even read it, and I wrote it. It's all about the community posts. Yeah. I do community posts. I wish that you guys could post on a community page too and not just me. You know? Like, I don't want it to just be you reading my stuff and watching my stuff. I want there to be community. This is weird. This is a very strange one. That's okay though. How can I inform or contact to you? Go to my website. In the description there's a place. You can go to any one of those social channels, but the best place to go to is the website listed there, airbrushcustoms.net. And you can contact me there, or you can email me from there, or whatever you want to do. Can you please paint Roar for me? You keep on asking me that. And also, yeah, you can contact me here now. If you have a business type of inquiry, then yeah, please contact me at another moment in time, as I am currently occupied. Oh, this is gonna be super trippy. Try to get those low notes. I get that a lot, Dylan, as like, this is like ASMR to people. The sound is awesome. I love hearing the sound of a spray can better. This is a little bit. I mean, I know what I was doing here, but I don't think anybody else looking at this would be like, it says style. I didn't get a lot of color scheme suggestions except for gray and black. It's not canvas. This is one of my favorite materials to paint on besides actual t-shirts. It's screen printing test squares. You can buy a bunch of them really cheap, and screen printers use them to test their screens and designs. They're just real thin, fabric-y. It's not paper, it's a fabric. It's, I don't know. They're really great. It's slightly absorbent, but not absorbent enough that, if you know anything about airbrushing, when you start layering colors, especially like whites, then the shirt will soak up that white and you can't get really crisp layers without a bunch of layers of paint. This isn't absorbent enough to do that, so I can get a really nice crisp whites and stuff on top of this paper, but it doesn't splatter away like you're painting on a license plate or something smooth. So it's really good material to work with. It's very cheap. You can see how easy it was for me to just spray a little bit of spray mat on it and go to town. I have a stencil now that I've been kind of using. Just a little splattery, dude. I need to... What do you want to learn from the Arabic language? What's up, Holly? If you hit that bell icon, it will notify you every time. Or supposed to, at least. Yeah, I know, Dylan. I gathered that. I was like, wait a minute. Dylan said something about Arabic. My first lines are too dark again, so I gotta cover them up. Like on this one, I would rather not put anything up here, but now I have to because I goofed. I appreciate that, Molly. That means a lot to me. I've had a lot of negative pushbacks and feedbacks and hate mail from the graffiti community. And it's nice to see that I guess I'm developing enough to be welcomed in a little bit. Been called lots of names. Like Woody and Buzz. All the other toys. Actually, I haven't been called that, Woody and Buzz, but that would be a really creative way to call somebody a toy. What airbrushes do I use? I'm using the Omni 3000 by Badger, mostly. It's my favorite airbrush. That's what these guys are. I feel like I'm overusing this pencil. I look at all these other artists and realize I'm nothing like them. Same. When I look through my Instagram feed and I see the other artists that I follow, I'm constantly impressed. I'm not like, man, I can do that, that's really cool. It's, wow, I wish I was that good. You gotta realize that everyone, the definition of art is you doing your own thing, you know? And yes, some art's better than other art, but it's not a competition between you and everybody else. It's a competition between you and yourself. And you need to be, enjoying your work and be improving based on your own standards. You shouldn't be just like any other artist. Otherwise, you're a photocopier. So. And Holly, I know your work. I've seen some of your work, and I've seen it improve very quickly. You're always your own worst critic. That's how it goes. Keep going. Well, there's a lot of comments that came in 1 second. I hear you, Richard. Art is art. Yep. Yes, I think you should be your own worst critic. You have to be able to take it. Take the criticism. Even from yourself, you have to be able to take that criticism. But it's useful. Any criticism is useful if you can not be offended by it, even if it was meant offensively, and learn from it. And you can be really critical of yourself and think, man, I suck, I'm not as good as I should be, I'm not as good as this other person, and you can tear yourself down, and that can be unproductive. But if you take that criticism positively, usefully, then it's a good thing. It really is true that you learn by making mistakes. Nothing I've ever painted in my life has been perfect, nor will it ever be. And if I ever get to the point that I think what I'm making is perfect, then I've stopped being an artist, and I've gotten lazy, and I'm not improving anymore, and I'm conceited, and everything else. It says in Pokemon, you can't be the very best. Can you go to the camera for a minute? Because I want to take a picture for you of me. How do you want me to... You should be looking at this more than you should be looking at this. I woke up like this. You see what I mean by getting these white crisp highlights though? Like it's really fun to paint on this material. Twins. Kent Hansen, what's going on? Yeah. Just like every artist is different, every student is different too, I've noticed. everyone learns differently and can take that criticism differently. As a teacher, you have to be personal with your students and learn what they can take and what they don't take, how they respond to criticism and everything. I think one of the reasons that I grew quickly as an artist and I learned quickly is because I can take that negative criticism without being offended by it. And I welcome it and I ask for it, and I want you to tell me everything that you think I'm doing wrong so that I can, first of all, decide whether or not I believe you, and second of all, do something about it and improve it. I always learn way more from what didn't work than what did work. The things that do work and that worked out the way I wanted to, I already knew that was going to work out, or at least hoped I did. But the things that didn't work out the way I wanted to means that I have a whole new topic to think about, and that's what I should focus on changing the next time. I think people that are serious about learning and growing need to be receptive to that criticism, or you're going to struggle growing in any kind of trade or talent. Knucklehead. Yeah, I'm finally back to it. I'm finally doing something again. I've been gone. I've been missing you guys. I've been missing these guys. And now I'm just kind of painting for fun. Just chatting. I have a confession to make. I went live yesterday. I think it was yesterday. But I did it on TikTok. Because TikTok is way more casual, and you guys intimidated me. Because it's been so long, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to go live in front of everybody again. So I did a TikTok one. But now I'm back. I'm feeling better about myself. Not like a weird deep way. I just feel like I'm warmed up. What's that tag saying? Yes. Very difficult to read. It says style. There's a couple things I can do to make that more clear. But I'm really not worried about it. This area right here is very confusing. I was going to do something different with the T, but then there'd be too many lines here with the Y. It looks kind of like a J. I know it's very hard to read. If this was for a customer, I would have put way more effort into making sure it was legible. But it's not. It's for me. I'm going to use another stencil. Splattery doos. I'm using these stencils a lot because I want to figure out the best way to use them. With this new website, I'm going to be using making a lot of new designs. I want to make good ones. My old friends would constantly bash my art. That's not a friend. One thing I remember them saying is if I put 2 lines on a paper, it would be way... Okay, well that's not a friend. Ignore that person. Yeah, this style isn't for everybody. What time did I go live? It was on TikTok. I don't remember. Probably around this time. Probably 1 o'clock-ish. My son naps around 12 to 1 to 2 o'clock-ish. So that's usually when it's the best time for me to come out here and be uninterrupted for a little bit. They're trying to spread lies about you now. Get out of here with that. You don't need that in your life. Yeah, I think it's cool. I know it's not for everybody, but I like this design. So to be super critical of myself here, very illegible T. I don't like it. It's super critical, but these lines are not exactly where I wanted to be. It's kind of messy. They should have been right on top of each other. some of the proportions are off. This area right here is what bothers me the most. This T situation. Other than that, I wouldn't look too much into it. I'd just be like, all right, I'm done, next. The fastest way to improve is to just do it. Just quickly iterate over and over and over and not worry too much about the details. What did we just talk about? You learn most from making mistakes. So quickly get it done and make some mistakes so that you can learn from them, and then try again so that you can do something different about those things and continue. Am I married? Yes, I am married. But those T's in the background on your face cam. Oh. Okay. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna do another style in some green. Nope, you know what I'm gonna do? We're going blacklight mode. Hello? Hello? Drake? Minu? LQ Friends? I used to write Gonzo. That's cool. I see a lot of people painting on paper towels. Paper towels are great practice, but go ahead and grab a stack of these screen print test squares and paint on those. You'll like it better. Yay, blacklight! Yeah, I'm gonna do some blacklight. A bubbly style, I think. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I guess you can. I use watercolor papers. I painted on like the big watercolor pads. Yeah, I have. I usually just use newsprint for practice. Big old newsprint pads are really cheap. This is more like, not necessarily, I mean it's practice too, but newsprint, you wouldn't make artwork that you want to keep on because it's just really flimsy and stuff. This will hold the paint much better. Imagine Herbal Flows. Oh, I missed that song. I can't play it right now because I don't have license to it and YouTube would yell at me. But I'm gonna play it later. I'm playing music from Epidemic Sound right now. I have a license to them. They're similar to Artlist, but they're different. Alright, this Y. Come on, Airbrush. Do the thing. I will replace you. Thank God, artists. Oh, don't get that. Alright, this L is too big. Dylan, you're making more friends in this chat than I am. That dude was crazy. Me and Dylan went to a store, I think it was a Lowe's, to buy some spray paint. Dylan's wearing this big Grateful Dead t-shirt, and employee there immediately pegs us as graffiti artists. Was so stoked to see us there. How's this looking, the thing? That looks good enough. Sometimes the blacklight colors don't show up well on camera. Right now it's really bright to me. I can see it really well, but I was concerned that you guys could not. And that would make us all sad. What's your favorite letter? All of them. I don't know. I really like M's lately. All right. I'm just gonna thicken up these lines with pink. I got a nice neon blue that I think will complement this well. Do you ever think about Ergun's stuff? I don't know him. I do know him. He's the Australian guy. Airbrush tats and caps. That's him, right? What do I think about it? If that's the guy I'm thinking about, I want to make sure that's the guy first. He's Airbrush tats and caps. He does a lot of stuff on Instagram. I really like his lettering. I'm noticing lately that his lettering seems to be stenciled, but I think he's cutting his own stencils. So that, I don't like stencils. I don't like people that use stencil lettering, as in like they're copying other people's lettering. But if you're making your own stencil, it's an entirely different thing, I guess. He's got very, very clean work. It's impressively clean. It's awesome. By looking at how crisp his lines are as a professional airbrush artist, I'm pretty sure he's using stencils. Which is great. Well, it's just a thought that I hadn't had in my head recently. Put a tongue on the E. He's a machine. He's crazy. He's really good. I can't imagine how much time he puts into every piece he puts out. A tongue on the E like it's a mouth? I'm gonna do it. Oh, that gives me an idea. We used to, back in the day, do a design where all the letters were like little monster characters. They'd all have like a little face on them and stuff, and it was neat. I was never good at them because I suck at characters. But I want to be. I was talking to the guy, I've mentioned him a couple times, the guy that kind of taught me how to airbrush in the beginning. I was talking to him last week, just catching up with him. He's still around doing a thing. He doesn't airbrush anymore, but he's, you know, still kicking. And just had a good chat with him. Pat Gaines said he's going to stop by one day and do a live stream with me. That'll be fun. By the way, Dale, Jose says, your style really sticks out. Super cool. Thank you, Jose. I assume that's how you say your name. I'm not a cultured person. Can you teach us how to do lettering? You're doing it, but I can't keep up. I can teach you by showing you. Yeah, I want to teach you guys how to do this. I'm not a teacher, right? And I can explain things well, and I can talk while I'm painting, and I can, you know, I'm good at explaining things. I'm not good at coming up with a curriculum. You know what I mean? So everyone's like, you should teach airbrush classes, and I'm like, yeah. How do you teach classes? Like, to make that structure seems daunting to me. Cherry Cola. Hi, Michaela. Been at school all day. Typical teenager. Spending all day at school. Learning. You should be on the streets drawing graffiti on buildings. Get a real job. This blue looks really good in person. Well, it's not as cool on the screen though. In person, the inside of these letters are really, really dark. On the screen, they're kind of like fuzzy, blurry. Thank you, thank you. I hear my boy waking up inside. Oh, that's my cue to get off here soon. Make some lunch. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm trying some weird shading right now. Thank you guys. I like your style. Appreciate it. I'm just having fun. This is awesome to just kind of doodle with you guys. Not nearly as cool in regular light. We'll talk about this vast head tapestry when the schedule clears. Yeah, that'll be cool to do. All right. Everyone starts out with script easy. That's as an airbrush artist, that's the breadwinner. That's the money maker. But it kind of gets boring after a while. For me, it did. Alright, I'm going to ruin this design in just a second here by adding some yellow, I think. Nope. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right, Dylan. It's a real thing. I tried to do Jaime's lettering, and it was very challenging. I'm looking back. I was looking back at his old videos, Jaime Rodriguez's, and I'm still impressed by his lettering. His lettering is still awesome. He still was the greatest at the time, and all of that, and it's really neat. I'm looking at his lettering now, and I remember going like, man, I would never ever be able to ever do that. And now I'm like, criticizing his work a little bit, and I feel really bad. He was working on, at the time, like a new age, new school style, and I think he hadn't quite developed it all the way yet. And it was so new that all the other airbrush artists were like, wow, this is crazy, it's awesome, including me. And now I'm like, I would love to see what he would have done in another year or two. Jaime Rodriguez, pronounced Jaime. This Jamie in chat is what it looks like. I called him Jamie for years. He was a really good airbrush artist, and he was a YouTuber, probably the first airbrush YouTuber guy. He unfortunately died a few years back, 2011, 2012 or something. You can still see his videos here on YouTube. He had a really awesome script style. He was able to write his script lettering in one pass. Most airbrush artists have to write it, and then they have to thicken up the lines and stuff. He would always do it just in one stroke, thick and thin. And at the time, no one else really did that. And yeah. That's true, but that's a different one, Dylan. Quick Google will get you that. Okay, I'm going to exit the chat now. Look how lame this looks in regular light. Oh. That's not that bad. No, it's kind of cool now. The yellow added to it. Before with the yellow, it was really weird. Now it's alright. It's kind of cool either way. Cool. Alright. Peace and blessings, everybody. Yeah, he was all about his badgers. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to be back soon. I'm back in action. Trying to have some more regular streaming and hang out with you guys more often. So, peace. And all of those other hand signs. The non-gangster ones. Alright. Love you guys. Bye. Just kidding, I can't find the end stream button. Where's the end stream button? There it is.